Before seeing in details what is MT Hive and what are the benefits that this feature provides, I'd like just to say a few words about our company for those of you who wouldn't know it yet. So at WordBee, we develop and provide translation technologies such as WordBee Translator, which is a translation management system meant to ease the management of your translation projects. This tool has an integrated translation interface for translators to connect and perform their jobs. We also developed WordBee Box, which is a smart connector meant to easily have content management system translated, like Adobe Experience Manager, WordPress, Drupal, and much more. So our company is based in Luxembourg and was founded in 2008, and our clients are both public and private companies, as well as freelance translators located all over the world. So let's now focus on our topic today, which is the MT Hive feature of WordBee Translator. So what is MT Hive? So as I said, it is a feature of the WordBee Translator translation management system that lets your clients add documents through the WordBee client portal. So this feature is actually an add-on of WordBee client portal. So when they add documents through this MT Hive feature, they can obtain an instant translation of their document using a combination of translation memories and machine translation. Okay, so the idea is that they can easily place a document, obtain an instant translation, and the system uses first translation memories to pre-translate, and the segments that were left empty will be translated by machine. And if the resulting translation is not suitable for your client's needs, a post-editing request can be made, passing the job off to your team in just one click. So we'll see this actually during the demo. We'll also see how to configure MT Hive. So let's now focus on the benefits of MT Hive. So first, the benefits for language service provider. So MT Hive can be an additional service you can propose to your clients. And it is very easy to implement. We'll see that it is just a simple configuration to make, and then clients can really rapidly upload documents and obtain really in minutes the translated document. Alright, so it's really easy to implement, and thanks to this feature you will generate money with very few project management costs. As you'll see that you can have automation. So let's imagine that the client is not happy with the translation. Okay, so he wants to request a post-editing job. So as said previously, it is just one click to submit the post-editing request. And you can configure things so that the post-editing request arrives in a project that you have configured in advance, so the jobs can be automatically created by WordBee Translator, and also the jobs can be automatically assigned. So we'll see this in more details during the demonstration, but the idea of MT Hive is that you can generate money with very few project management costs. So now the advantages of MT Hive for corporations. So the tool is aimed at reducing translation costs. It can be used to understand the content of a document rather than requesting a real translation. Imagine you're working for a company and, well, you've received a document that is in German and you don't understand it, but you don't really want to request a translation of a document. You don't want to pay a large amount of money for it. You just want to obtain an instant translation of the document. So thanks to MT Hive, it's really easy. You upload a document and you immediately obtain the translated file. Alright, so it maximizes the reuse of past translations. It is an added value for your translation team. Because, again, as said previously, the system will first pre-translate from all your past translations. So probably there are just a few segments to translate by machine. So thanks to the solution, you really maximizes the reuse of your past translations. And Finally, so you can use MT Hive thanks to WordBee Client Portal, and we've also developed Microsoft Word and Outlook add-ins. So you can easily translate instantaneously email content and attachments directly in Microsoft Outlook, but also selected text, or complete documents directly from Microsoft Word. So the add-ins are completely free. So if you're a language service provider, you can send these add-ins to your clients so that they can easily install them and use them. And same thing if you're a company, your colleagues can easily install those add-ins. We'll see how we can obtain instant translations thanks to those add-ins at the end of the demonstration. So if you have any questions after this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact us by writing us an email at sales@wordbee.com. I guess we're now all ready to start the demonstration. So what I will do is that I will connect to my WordBee platform as a client. So I will actually connect as a client. Just a second. I'm just making sure that you can see my screen. This is okay. So yes, I'm going to connect as a client of a language service provider. So I've been provided a login by the language service provider so that I can connect to the client portal, which that is actually a dedicated space for me to place orders. Okay, so I connect. I have my user ID and password. Oh, sorry. All right, so this is the WordBee client portal. So I am a client. I can view here my recent orders. I can see their status. I can view the work in progress thanks to this icon. And I can easily, of course, place orders via the order section of the workspace. And in here, you can place an order, okay, and then you have access to a customized order form, okay, or as you can see, you can make use of the MT Hive feature and obtain an instant translation. So that's what we're going to do. So by clicking MT Hive, here you can select the source target language. And here the idea is that you can place a document and just hit the button translate. And as you can see here, the system is automatically generating the finalized document. Okay, so it's just a matter of seconds here, and you can already download your translated file. Okay, so I can show you the source document. It is an HTML file, all in English, and I can show you the obtained French translation. Okay, and let's imagine as a client, I'm not happy with the translation, so I want to request a post editing. Okay, I want a human person to rework the machine translation. So what I will just do is that I hit human post edit, and I just need to give a name to my request. Post editing request 1. I can optionally select a deadline and leave comments to my language service provider. And then I submit my request. And this is simply it. And I will be able to retrieve my post-edited document via the client portal. And here you can have some information about the word count. You have the total number of words and total number of characters for the document. So this is for the client part. So now what we will see is how to configure MT Hive. So I will log out and log in again as project manager, and I will show you in the system how to configure MT Hive. You will see it is really simple. So I am now connected as project manager on the WordB translator interface. So what I will do is to reach settings, and you will see in the client portal section the MT Hive form. So this is where you can customize the MT Hive form. And you can of course create more than one configuration. You can, for instance, create one configuration per client. Let me show you how it works. So I have here created one MT Hive form. So I can select it to show you. So the idea is to select first resources that will be used for pre-translation, because remember that first the system will pre-translate using translation memories, and then the segments that will be left empty will be pre-translated by machine. So first you can select, here I've just selected one translation memory, but you can of course select as many translation memories as you want. So for instance, if I want to create one MT Hive form for a client, I can here select all these translation memories, and I will create another MT Hive form for another client, and in the second MT Hive form I will select the translation memories of my other client. Okay, so here I can, for instance, select another translation memory, and the order here is important as the system will first pre-translate from the first translation memory. So do not hesitate to make use of the arrows here to organize your translation memories. Then you can decide of the percentage of leveraging. So translate if match is at least 100%, or it can be less. Okay, I will leave identical match. And then you are requested to select a machine translation system. Okay, so here you can see all the machine translation systems that you have configured on your WordB Translator platform. So if you've not already activated one machine translation system, you can do it by clicking Manage Connectors. Okay, and you can see here all the machine system you've configured. Okay, so this is not done by default. You'll be requested to enter, like if you want to activate Microsoft, you'll be requested to enter a Microsoft API key. So you have everything explained when you want to activate. When you click Enable, you'll be able to click How do I obtain a key? Okay, and then we explain how you can obtain, for instance, a Microsoft Translator key. We have other systems like Lingua Custodia, Google Reverso, and Toyu that you can easily activate. So this is for the machine translation system activation. So here you can then decide if you want your clients to be able to place all the different file formats supported by WordB, or if you prefer you can disable some. It is up to you to decide. Then you can select the maximum file size and the maximum files per batch upload. Okay, so by default it is 5 files, but you can of course modify this. Then if you want the client to be able to request a post-editing, okay, you'll be requested to enter here a project name. So it requires that you have created in advance a project with a workflow that contains a post-editing task. Right, so let me show you. I've created a CODIT project. So CODIT stands for Continuous and Dynamic Translation, and it is our project automation system. So if I have a look at my projects, I have a post-editing project. So it is a project I have created. All right, and if we have a look at it, we can see that the workflow I've configured is just a post-editing step. And every time a job arrives in this project, the jobs are automatically assigned to my supplier group post editors. All right, so the idea is that it is a job opening, So all the different persons in this post editor group that can perform the job will be notified, and it is the first person who accepts the job who will get the job. All right. So now what I will do is that I will enter the name of this project in my MT Hive configuration. Okay, so here, this is my MT Hive configuration form. So here I can enter the name of the project. Here, if you want the client to be able to preview the costs, so if you want them to be able to see how much they will pay for the post editing request, you can in your price list create a price for post editing and give it a product code, and then you'll just have to enter this product code here. Okay, so I've created a price list in which I've created a post editing price, and the product code is PE, so I simply have to enter it here. And then the client will be able to preview costs. And then you can finally select the initial order status if cost could be calculated. So if cost could be calculated, and if the client has confirmed he wants to send the post editing request, maybe you want to place the initial order status as in progress, okay, because it means that he has accepted the price. Initial order status, if cost couldn't be calculated, you can put request. So you will have to send a cost proposal to the client that he will be able to accept or decline, and if he accepts, you'll be able to start the post editing project. Right? So here you can have more automation. You can instruct the system to automatically create the jobs and to automatically start workflow when possible. Well, you can see more information by clicking on the help icon. Then we click save. So we have our MT Hive form configured. So the final step consists in selecting the form for the client so that he can see it in his dedicated space in his client portal. So here I have my list of clients. So if I want this client to be able to see my MT Hive configuration, I need to click Client Portal, and here you see MT Hive, and you select your configuration. And this is it. So we have configured and we have selected. So now this client can use this form. So this is for MT Hive, but in the PowerPoint I talked about free add-ins that we provide. So consist in a Microsoft Word and Outlook plugin. So these plugins are really useful. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to open a Word file. So sorry, you're not able to see my screen anymore. All right. So I have a Word document. So let's imagine I want to obtain an instant translation of this document. Okay, it is made in Word. You can see here that I've simply installed the plugin, okay, the MT Hive plugin for Microsoft Word, and thanks to it I can request translation of this document. I can select the source target language, and you're notified when the translation is ready. So here you can see that it has been sent for translation. So it's just a matter of seconds for the translated document to appear. Okay, and you can click on the pop-up or view translations here. And by double-clicking, you can see the results. So this is the obtained document into French. But again, you can of course request a post editing for this document. You reach all translations, and here view online and request post editing. So you're redirected to your client portal. So here I'm an internal user. Okay, so I'm here redirected thanks to my project manager logins. But it will be the same if I were a client. You're redirected to your client portal, and from here you can request a deposit editing. So it is really as simple as that. And it is actually the exact same process thanks to the Microsoft Outlook plugin. So I have here an example of an email that is in French, okay, and I want to translate it into English in order to understand it. So I will make use of the Outlook plugin. Okay, and here I wanted to show you how it works. So I'm a client, I've just installed the plugin, and I will just have here to enter my credentials in order to use the system. The credentials that my language service provider has provided me. So the account ID of the WordBee Translator platform, and then my user login, and my password. So they will just have to enter this to be able to use the add-in. And now they can translate the document. So this is pretty much everything I wanted to show you today. So if you have any questions, I'm going to open the question box. So we have still 6 minutes left, so do not hesitate to send me your questions. Going to open the box now. So do not hesitate. I hope my explanations were clear. So what happens to a fuzzy match if I've requested pre-translation? So as I've shown you, when you configure the MT Hive form, you can decide of the percentage. Well, let me show this to you again. So in the MT Hive configuration, so under client portal, it is here that you can decide translate if at least match is 100% or less. I mean, are they automatically updated? So I'm not sure to really clearly understand your question. So what do you mean by updated? If you can please provide me with some clarifications, it would be great. So the past edits done by human translators are then added to the translation memory, of course, if it is the sense of your question. Yeah. So I received another question. So are the translations automatically added to your translation memories? I suppose it is approximately the same question. So of course the machine translation results are not added to your translation memory. Only the past edits are added. So the work done by a human translator that reworks the result of the machine translation. You're welcome. So probably you wonder how you can see how many words were translated by machine for a certain client, for instance. So as project manager, when you're connected to your WordBee Translator platform, you can see it by reaching the settings, then license and usage. You see your MT Hive feature, and here you can export an Excel in which you will see for each of your clients how many words were translated by machine. Okay, so for instance, for my client Jerry, remember we requested the translation, the instant translation of this document, and you can see, well, information about the word count. You can see that 61% of the document was pre-translated by machine, and the rest was pre-translated by translation memories. Oh, sorry. So you can really keep track of everything that's happening for your MT Hive feature. You can really see in details how many words were translated by machine and the detail for each client. Okay, so I've received another question. If the machine translation modifies the fuzzy translation, the perfect match, to perfectly match the new source. So if you don't mind, I will answer to you via email after this presentation, because yeah, we'll do this because I'm sorry, I'm not sure to clearly understand your question, and I don't want to give you misleading information. So we'll handle this after the call. I'll make sure to contact you. So I'd like to thank you very much for attending our webinar. You'll be provided with the recording of this session very soon. Thank you very much, everyone. Goodbye.